Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and controversial life of Donald J. Trump. From his early years to his rise in business, let's explore the journey of this influential figure. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City, to Fred and Mary Trump. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer, and his mother, Mary Ann MacLeod Trump, was a Scottish immigrant. Donald was the fourth of 5 children, growing up in a family that emphasized discipline and hard work. From an early age, he exhibited a competitive spirit and a keen interest in real estate, traits that would define much of his life. Trump attended the Q Forest School in Forest Hills, Queens, before being sent to the New York Military Academy at the age of 13. His parents hoped that the disciplined environment would help channel his energy in a positive direction. At the academy, Trump excelled both academically and in sports, particularly baseball, where he became the captain of the team. The structured environment of the military school instilled in him a sense of order and leadership, qualities that he would later utilize in his business career. After graduating from the military academy in 1964, Trump attended Fordham University in the Bronx for 2 years before transferring to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. Wharton was known for its strong real estate program, and Trump graduated in 1968 with a degree in economics. He often speaks of his time at Wharton with pride, emphasizing the business education he received there. Trump's entry into the world of real estate was facilitated by his father, Fred, who had built a successful career developing affordable housing in Brooklyn and Queens. Upon graduating, Donald joined his father's company, Elizabeth Trump and Son. He quickly demonstrated his ambition and drive, focusing on larger, more prestigious projects in Manhattan. One of his first major ventures was the renovation of the Commodore Hotel, which he transformed into the Grand Hyatt Hotel. This project, completed in 1980, marked Trump's arrival as a significant player in the Manhattan real estate market. The success of the Grand Hyatt project propelled Trump into the spotlight, and he soon began to expand his real estate empire. In 1983, he completed the construction of Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, a 58-story skyscraper that became his flagship property and a symbol of his ambition and opulence. The tower featured luxurious apartments, office spaces, and high-end retail stores, solidifying Trump's reputation as a real estate mogul. Trump's business ventures were not limited to real estate. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, he diversified his portfolio to include casinos, golf courses, and entertainment. He purchased the Taj Mahal Casino in Atlantic City, which at the time was billed as the world's largest casino. Despite its initial success, the venture faced financial difficulties, leading to multiple bankruptcies. However, Trump managed to navigate these challenges, often emerging with his brand intact and his personal fortune largely unaffected. One of Trump's notable ventures in the entertainment industry was his role as the host and executive producer of the reality TV show The Apprentice. Premiering in 2004, the show featured contestants competing in various business challenges, with Trump serving as the judge. His catchphrase, "You're fired," became iconic, and the show's success further elevated Trump's public profile. The Apprentice showcased his business acumen and charismatic personality, making him a household name across America. Trump's brand extended to numerous products and services, including Trump-branded merchandise, luxury hotels, and golf courses worldwide. His name became synonymous with luxury and success, despite the mixed financial performance of some of his ventures. His ability to market himself and his brand played a crucial role in his continued prominence in the business world. However, Trump's business career was not without controversy. He faced numerous lawsuits and legal challenges, including allegations of racial discrimination in his rental properties in the 1970s, which were settled without admission of wrongdoing. His casinos and other ventures faced financial difficulties, leading to multiple bankruptcies and restructurings. Critics often pointed to these setbacks as evidence of his recklessness and inability to manage complex businesses effectively. Despite these challenges, Trump's resilience and ability to bounce back from setbacks became a defining characteristic of his career. His boldness, willingness to take risks, and knack for self-promotion kept him in the public eye and allowed him to maintain his status as a prominent figure in American business. Following the success of Trump Tower and the Grand Hyatt, Donald Trump continued to expand his real estate empire throughout the 1980s and 1990s. He set his sights on ambitious projects, many of which became iconic landmarks. His ventures weren't limited to New York City. He began expanding across the United States and internationally, cementing his reputation as a real estate magnate. One of Trump's notable projects during this period was the acquisition and renovation of the Plaza Hotel in New York City. Purchased in 1988 for approximately $407.5 million, Trump described owning the plaza as a dream come true. He invested heavily in restoring the hotel's grandeur, ensuring it maintained its status as one of the city's premier luxury destinations. Despite his efforts, the Plaza Hotel struggled financially, contributing to the mounting debt Trump faced in the early 1990s. The 1980s also saw Trump expanding into the casino and resort industry. He opened the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City in 1984, followed by the Trump Marina and the Taj Mahal Casino Resort. The Taj Mahal, in particular, was billed as the world's largest casino, with construction costs exceeding $1 billion. Its opening in 1990 was a grand spectacle, but the project quickly encountered financial difficulties. The massive debt incurred by the Taj Mahal contributed to Trump's companies filing for bankruptcy multiple times over the next decade. Despite these financial setbacks, Trump managed to maintain his public image as a successful businessman. He was adept at leveraging media coverage to his advantage, ensuring that the Trump name remained synonymous with wealth and luxury. His autobiography, The Art of the Deal, published in 1987, became a bestseller and further solidified his reputation as a savvy and bold entrepreneur. The book provided insights into Trump's business philosophy, emphasizing negotiation skills and the importance of maintaining a strong personal brand. In addition to his business ventures, Trump began to make forays into the world of sports and entertainment. In 1983, he purchased the New Jersey Generals, a team in the newly formed United States Football League, USFL. Although the league eventually folded, Trump's involvement in professional sports demonstrated his willingness to explore diverse business opportunities. His interest in sports continued with the development of several high-profile golf courses, both in the United States and abroad. Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, and Trump Turnberry in Scotland are among the notable courses bearing his name. The 1990s brought significant personal and financial challenges for Trump. His highly publicized divorce from his first wife, Ivana Trump, dominated tabloid headlines. The couple, who had 3 children together, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, were often in the spotlight, and their divorce settlement was one of the largest in history at the time. Despite the personal turmoil, Trump continued to expand his business ventures, albeit with mixed success. The financial struggles of his casinos and real estate projects led to several high-profile bankruptcies. In 1991, Trump filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection for the Taj Mahal, restructuring its debt. Similar filings followed for the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino, Trump Castle, and Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts. Critics often pointed to these bankruptcies as evidence of Trump's overreach and mismanagement. However, Trump consistently managed to negotiate deals that allowed him to retain control of his assets and emerge with his personal fortune largely intact. During this period, Trump began to cultivate a public persona that extended beyond business. He made frequent appearances on television talk shows and in movies, often playing himself. His larger-than-life personality and willingness to embrace the media made him a fixture in American popular culture. In 2004, he launched the reality TV show The Apprentice, which became a massive hit and further elevated his public profile. The show's format, which involved contestants competing in business-related challenges, showcased Trump's decision-making skills and charismatic leadership. The Apprentice introduced his catchphrase "You're fired," which quickly entered the American lexicon. The success of The Apprentice reinvigorated Trump's brand and provided him with a new platform to promote his business ventures. He capitalized on the show's popularity by launching various Trump-branded products, including Trump Steaks, Trump Vodka, and a line of men's clothing. While some of these products achieved limited success, they contributed to the perception of Trump as a multifaceted businessman capable of thriving in diverse industries. Trump's public statements and actions during this period often sparked controversy. He was known for his outspoken and sometimes provocative comments on a wide range of issues, from politics to social issues. His willingness to express strong opinions, coupled with his frequent media appearances, ensured that he remained a polarizing figure. Supporters admired his candor and confidence, while critics accused him of being brash and egotistical. In addition to his business and entertainment endeavors, Trump also began to dabble in politics. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, he publicly considered running for president, flirting with the idea as both a Democrat and a Republican. In 1999, he briefly sought the presidential nomination of the Reform Party but eventually withdrew from the race. These early forays into politics were often dismissed as publicity stunts, but they laid the groundwork for his eventual presidential campaign. Throughout the early 2000s, Trump continued to expand his real estate empire, with notable developments such as the Trump International Hotel and Tower in Chicago and Trump Soho in New York City. His ability to weather financial setbacks and maintain his brand's prominence was a testament to his resilience and business acumen. Despite facing ongoing legal battles and financial challenges, Trump remained a prominent and influential figure in American business and popular culture. By the time he announced his candidacy for the presidency in 2015, Donald Trump had built a multifaceted empire that spanned real estate, entertainment, and branding. His journey from a young real estate developer in Queens to a household name was marked by ambition, controversy, and a relentless drive to succeed. As he prepared to enter the political arena, many wondered how his unique brand of leadership would translate to the highest office in the land: the presidential campaign and first term. In June 2015, Donald Trump descended the escalator at Trump Tower to announce his candidacy for the presidency of the United States. His announcement speech, which included controversial statements about immigration and other topics, immediately set him apart from the crowded field of Republican candidates. Despite initial skepticism from political analysts and the media, Trump's campaign quickly gained momentum, resonating with a significant segment of the American electorate who felt disillusioned with the political establishment. Trump's campaign was characterized by its unconventional approach. He eschewed traditional political strategies in favor of direct, often inflammatory rhetoric that galvanized his supporters and drew extensive media coverage. His slogan, "Make America Great Again," became a rallying cry for his campaign, promising to restore prosperity and strength to the country. Trump's use of social media, particularly Twitter, allowed him to communicate directly with voters, bypassing traditional media filters and establishing a personal connection with his base. The Republican primary race was fiercely contested, with Trump facing numerous seasoned politicians. Despite his lack of political experience, Trump's populist message and outsider status appealed to many voters. He criticized trade deals, promised to build a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border, and pledged to bring jobs back to American workers. His ability to tap into economic anxieties and cultural grievances helped him secure the Republican nomination in July 2016. The general election pitted Trump against Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton, a former First Lady, Senator, and Secretary of State. The campaign was one of the most contentious and polarizing in American history. Trump faced criticism for his inflammatory remarks, past business dealings, and allegations of sexual misconduct. Clinton, meanwhile, faced scrutiny over her use of a private email server during her tenure as Secretary of State and the legacy of her political career. Throughout the campaign, Trump held large rallies that drew enthusiastic crowds. His messages of economic nationalism, anti-establishment rhetoric, and promises to drain the swamp in Washington resonated with voters who felt left behind by globalization and disillusioned with the political system. Despite trailing in most polls, Trump managed to secure crucial victories in key swing states, ultimately winning the Electoral College and becoming the 45th President of the United States on November 8, 2016. Trump's victory was met with a mixture of shock, celebration, and protest. His supporters hailed his win as a rejection of the political establishment, while opponents expressed concerns about his rhetoric and policy proposals. His inauguration on January 20, 2017, was marked by both enthusiastic support and significant demonstrations. Trump's presidency began with a flurry of executive orders aimed at fulfilling his campaign promises. One of his first actions was to withdraw the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a trade agreement he argued was detrimental to American workers. He also issued an executive order temporarily banning travel from several predominantly Muslim countries, which sparked widespread protests and legal challenges. The order, dubbed the Muslim ban by critics, underwent several revisions before being upheld by the Supreme Court in 2018. Throughout his first term, Trump pursued an aggressive agenda on multiple fronts. His administration focused on deregulation, rolling back numerous environmental and business regulations implemented by previous administrations. He signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act into law in December 2017, which lowered corporate tax rates and provided temporary tax cuts for individuals. Proponents argued that the tax cuts would stimulate economic growth, while critics contended that they disproportionately benefited the wealthy and increased the federal deficit. Trump's foreign policy was marked by a shift towards unilateralism and a departure from traditional diplomatic norms. He withdrew the United States from the Paris Agreement on climate change, arguing that it was unfair to American businesses. He also renegotiated the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, resulting in the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, which aimed to create a more balanced trade environment between the three countries. One of the defining aspects of Trump's presidency was his approach to international relations, particularly with adversarial nations. He pursued a policy of maximum pressure on North Korea, leading to a series of high-stakes negotiations with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The two leaders held 3 summits, a historic first for a sitting U.S. president and a North Korean leader, though significant progress on denuclearization remained elusive. Trump also took a hardline stance on China, engaging in a trade war aimed at addressing trade imbalances and intellectual property theft. The imposition of tariffs on Chinese goods led to retaliatory measures, impacting global markets and economic growth. Despite the tensions, a Phase 1 trade deal was signed in January 2020, marking a temporary truce in the ongoing economic conflict. Domestically, Trump's administration faced numerous challenges and controversies. His response to the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election, led by special counsel Robert Mueller, dominated much of his presidency. The investigation concluded in 2019, finding insufficient evidence to charge Trump with collusion but detailing instances of potential obstruction of justice. The findings were polarizing, with Trump and his supporters claiming exoneration, while critics argued that the report highlighted concerning behavior. In 2019, Trump faced an impeachment inquiry initiated by the House of Representatives over allegations that he solicited foreign interference in the 2020 election by pressuring Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden, his potential political rival. The House impeached Trump on charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress in December 2019. He was acquitted by the Senate in February 2020, with the vote largely following party lines. In 2019, Trump faced an impeachment inquiry initiated by the House of Representatives over allegations that he solicited foreign interference in the 2020 election by pressuring Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden, his potential political rival. The House impeached Trump on charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress in December 2019. He was acquitted by the Senate in February 2020, with the vote largely following party lines. Trump's presidency was also marked by his response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which emerged in early 2020. The administration's handling of the crisis was widely criticized for its inconsistent messaging, delayed response, and politicization of public health measures. Trump downplayed the severity of the virus initially, promoted unproven treatments, and often clashed with public health experts. The pandemic had a profound impact on the nation, leading to widespread illness, economic disruption, and over 400,000 deaths by the end of his term. Despite the challenges, Trump's presidency saw several significant achievements. His administration brokered peace agreements between Israel and several Arab nations, known as the Abraham Accords, which aimed to normalize relations in the Middle East. He also appointed 3 Supreme Court justices, reshaping the judiciary for years to come. As the 2020 election approached, Trump faced a formidable challenge from Democratic nominee Joe Biden. The campaign was conducted amid the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic, racial justice protests, and economic uncertainty. Despite a vigorous campaign, Trump was defeated in the election, which saw a record voter turnout. He and his supporters raised unfounded claims of widespread voter fraud, leading to numerous legal challenges and recounts, none of which altered the outcome. Trump's refusal to concede the election and the events leading up to the January 6, 2021, Capitol riot, where his supporters stormed the Capitol building, marked a dramatic and controversial end to his presidency. The riot led to his second impeachment by the House, making him the only U.S. president to be impeached twice. He was acquitted by the Senate in February 2021. Post-presidency and legacy. Following the tumultuous end of his presidency, Donald Trump left the White House on January 20, 2021, departing for his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida before Joe Biden's inauguration. The post-presidency period for Trump has been marked by ongoing controversy, legal challenges, and continued influence within the Republican Party. Despite his electoral defeat, Trump has remained a significant figure in American politics. He has continued to assert claims of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 election, a narrative that has found resonance with a substantial portion of his supporter base. These claims have led to ongoing debates and investigations, though no evidence has been found to substantiate the allegations. Trump's post-presidency has also been characterized by numerous legal battles. He faces multiple investigations, including inquiries into his business practices, potential tax fraud, and his role in the events of January 6. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office and the New York Attorney General's Office have been particularly active in probing the Trump Organization's financial dealings. Despite these legal challenges, Trump has maintained his innocence and has framed these investigations as politically motivated attacks. In the realm of public opinion, Trump remains a polarizing figure. His approval ratings among Republicans have remained high, with many in the party viewing him as a transformative leader who challenged the status quo. His influence within the GOP has been evident in the continued support from party members and the adoption of his policies and rhetoric by other Republican politicians. Trump has also continued to be a prolific user of social media, despite being banned from major platforms like Twitter and Facebook following the Capitol riot. He launched his own social media platform, Truth Social, as a means to communicate directly with his supporters and bypass traditional media outlets. His statements and endorsements continue to shape Republican primaries and political discourse. One of the most significant aspects of Trump's post-presidency has been his impact on the Republican Party. The party has grappled with defining its future direction, with Trump loyalists advocating for continued adherence to his policies and style, while others push for a return to more traditional conservative values. This internal struggle has played out in various elections and policy debates, highlighting the enduring influence of Trump's presidency on the GOP. In 2022, Trump hinted at a potential run for the presidency in 2024, teasing his supporters with the possibility of a political comeback. This prospect has generated considerable speculation and has influenced the strategies of other potential Republican candidates. Whether or not Trump decides to run, his presence will undoubtedly loom large over the next presidential election cycle. Trump's legacy is a subject of intense debate. Supporters credit him with significant achievements such as the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, criminal justice reform, the Abraham Accords, and the appointment of 3 Supreme Court justices. They argue that his presidency brought much-needed disruption to the political establishment and focused on issues important to many Americans. Critics, however, highlight the controversies and challenges of his tenure, including his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, the divisive rhetoric, the impeachment proceedings, and the events of January 6. They argue that his presidency exacerbated political polarization and undermined democratic norms. Despite the differing perspectives on his legacy, it is undeniable that Trump has left a lasting mark on American politics. His rise from a real estate mogul and reality TV star to the presidency is a testament to his ability to connect with a significant portion of the electorate. His unconventional approach to politics, characterized by direct communication, bold promises, and a disregard for traditional norms, has reshaped the political landscape. Trump's impact extends beyond policy and politics. His presidency has influenced the media landscape, public discourse, and the ways in which political campaigns are conducted. The use of social media as a primary tool for political communication, the emphasis on personality over policy, and the rejection of conventional political wisdom are all aspects of Trump's approach that have become more prominent in American politics. As he navigates his post-presidency, Trump's actions and decisions will continue to be closely watched. His influence within the Republican Party and his potential political ambitions will play a significant role in shaping the future of American politics. Whether viewed as a transformative leader or a divisive figure, Donald Trump's impact on the United States is undeniable. Assassination attempt. As we reflect on the historical significance of presidential assassinations and their profound impact on the United States, today's events bring these reflections sharply into focus. Earlier today, former President Donald J. Trump survived an attempt on his life, an event that has once again sent shockwaves through the nation. The attack, which thankfully did not result in his death, is a stark reminder of the ever-present dangers faced by public figures. Throughout American history, the assassinations of Presidents Abraham Lincoln, James A. Garfield, William McKinley, and John F. Kennedy have left indelible marks on the nation's psyche. Each of these tragic events led to significant changes in American society, governance, and security protocols. Lincoln's death plunged the nation into deeper turmoil during Reconstruction. Garfield's assassination highlighted the need for civil service reform. McKinley's death underscored the rising tensions of a new century, and Kennedy's murder marked the end of an era of optimism. Throughout American history, the assassinations of Presidents Abraham Lincoln, James A. Garfield, William McKinley, and John F. Kennedy have left indelible marks on the nation's psyche. Each of these tragic events led to significant changes in American society, governance, and security protocols. Lincoln's death plunged the nation into deeper turmoil during Reconstruction. Garfield's assassination highlighted the need for civil service reform. McKinley's death underscored the rising tensions of a new century, and Kennedy's murder marked the end of an era of optimism. Today, we are reminded that the threats to our leaders are not confined to the past. The attack on Donald Trump serves as a contemporary reflection of these enduring challenges. In a time when political polarization and societal tensions are high, such acts of violence remind us of the fragility of life and the importance of safeguarding those who serve in public office. Trump's survival is a relief, and we are thankful that he emerged unharmed from this harrowing experience. It is crucial to remember that, regardless of political affiliations or personal opinions, the loss of any public figure to an act of violence is a tragedy for the nation. No one should suffer or die as a result of such attacks. Our commitment to democracy and the peaceful transfer of power must be unwavering, and we must continue to strive for a society where differences are settled through dialogue and democratic processes, not violence. In this moment, we reflect on the resilience required to navigate the challenges of leadership. We honor the memories of those who have fallen and remain grateful for those who continue to serve. The events of today are a somber reminder of the ongoing need for vigilance, unity, and a collective commitment to the principles that underpin our democracy. As we move forward, let us remember the lessons of history and work towards a future where respect, security, and democratic values prevail. Our thoughts are with Donald Trump and his family, and we hope for a time when such violence is no longer a threat to our leaders or our society.